Okay, am I live? Hello, everyone. Looks like it's working. Yep, there I am. I see it. Yay! Hey, Willa. Yeah, fingers crossed. I think it's working. Hello, welcome back to my sewing room. Or my messy room. Whatever. Right now it's a mess. I hope everybody's doing well. Today is Sunday. What? November 2nd already. Oh my God. Time just flies. Time flies. So let me say hello to whoever we have in the chat. Hello, Willa. Oh, there's my other slippers. I was wondering where those were. Hi, Polly. Hi, Susan. Hello, Joe. Oh, I'm doing okay. How are you doing? Hi, Sandra. Hello, Lori. Hello, Katie. Hi, Jamie. Hello, Nanette. How are you doing? Okay, Willa. Thank you, baby. Can you guys see her? Not really. Come here. She doesn't jump up, so I can never get her to like jump up and come up here. She just doesn't do that. It's not something I did. I didn't train her not to do that. She does like to lick, though, which I don't really like that. I don't know why. I just don't. Okay. All right. Got to see everybody. Say hello. All right. Look out. I don't want to run over your toes. Don't want to run over doggy toes. Okay, let's see. Hi, June. Hello, Joan. Yeah, it's been, what's it been, a couple of weeks since I've been on? I'm having computer problems, and then it's just been one thing after the other. So, sorry, you guys, but I'm surprised it's working today. I tried to figure out how to take the back off of this laptop, because I turned it over and looked, and I do need to get the dust out of the fan. So I thought, well, I seen all these little teeny screws. I'm like, well, maybe I better not do that right now. I don't think I would have got it back together in time. So I just cleaned it out the best I could, and then it seems to be running better. So I think that was part of the problem. I think the computer's dirty. Plus, this computer is, oh, I want to say, well, it was originally a Windows 7. So I want to say I probably got it like in 2005 or something like that. So it's pretty old. Definitely time for a new computer. but I don't know what to get. And I don't know if I want to order it offline. I was thinking I would rather I was, the only place I know where to get one is like Walmart, and that's 3 hours away. As I was thinking I would rather look at it first and make sure it's what I want. And from what I understand, your laptops don't come with a CD player in them anymore. Is that true? Which I think is a bummer, because this one has a CD player, and I use it, or I used to anyway. I, I want to have one, but believe you can buy a external CD player and hook it up. Plus, this one is the screen is 17 inches, which I like that. Hi, Jaja. How are you doing? How many people we have? Hey, Kathy R. How are you? So I hope everybody had a happy Halloween. I know some people don't, you know, do anything for that, but I used to. I used to love to go to Halloween parties, adult Halloween parties. We used to dress up, and that was back in my drinking days, my partying days, which I haven't done that in a long, long time. Um, and we live in such a rural area, the past 25 years, that we just haven't gotten any trick-or-treaters. I don't know if just things have changed so much and kids don't go out like they used to or what. But this year, here in this little town, um, a message went out to everybody if you're on Facebook and wanted to know if you're going to give out candy this year, if you wanted to be on the list. And so I'm like, yeah, I want to be on the list because I haven't had trick-or-treaters in over 20 years. And I thought it would be fun. I always buy candy, but nobody ever shows up. So anyway, I got myself on the list and I was all excited. I had a great big bowl of candy. Of course, I bought lots because you do not want to run out of candy, right? If you do run out of candy, you better have a lot of quarters or dollars to hand out, right? Anyway, so I was all ready, and I got four trick-or-treaters. That was all. And from what I understand, there should have been around, 20 kids or so. But they didn't come up here. Now, I realize that the kids don't really know me and their parents probably don't know me. So most of the trick-or-treaters I got was the parents or grandparents that knew us. So I guess only 4 people know us that have kids or grandkids. Anyway, it was fun to see them. And yeah, I ended up with so much leftover candy, which is fine. I did see pictures of from other people, and mostly downtown people, and yeah, there was a lot more trick-or-treaters than just 4. I don't know how many altogether, and they did dress up, and I let them come all the way up to the door and knock so they could say, trick or treat, which only one kid did that. So anyway, it was still fun. I had fun. I didn't dress up, but, and every time I would go to the door and do all the stuff, and then I'd be done and I'd come back, go back into the living room, and Brandon would just be getting up to go to the door. And he's like, are they gone? I'm like, honey, you got to be faster than that. You got to, maybe you got to go hang out in the mud room so that you're right there. Because he has a hard time getting up out of the chair fast. I could probably go from the living room to the mud room 5 times before he made it there. Poor guy. I think he needs a chair that's higher up off the ground because, he's like, well, when we first got married, he was like 6'3", pretty close to 6'4". He's a big guy, and so at his age now, it's pretty hard for him to get up out of the chair. Sometimes I have to go help him, but yeah, he needs a lift chair or something. I don't know. So anyway, the last kid that we had, I made sure that he got up out of the chair. I'm like, all right, come on, hurry. So we got to at least see one person, one group. Hi, Geraldine. Hi, Terry. Hi, Janet. I've been having internet problems the last couple of Sundays, but I think I got it working. I mean, I must have. We're live, so. Hi, Libby. Oh, we've been doing the craft fair. Oh, yeah, we're thinking about having a craft fair, Christmas craft fair here in the town. So I've been trying to gather up some things for that. And I might have gotten a quilt sold. So, but that doesn't mean I'm going to buy any more fabric. Knock on wood. Oh, happy to see you too, Janet. Thank you. Everybody's just saying hello to everybody, so that's good. So yeah, we had, it was nice to have trick-or-treaters again. Of course, it drove the dogs crazy because every time somebody knocks, the dogs are going to go bark. They're going to go nuts. So that happened. By the 4th trick-or-treater group, they weren't barking as much, so that's good. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Kind of have a dry throat, so I think it's because of having the heater back on or something, drying me out. Hi, Susan. Hi, Judy. So it's the 1st of the month, and usually on the 1st of the month, I try to, well, besides going live, I come up here and I try to organize and clean and vacuum and clean out my sewing machine, especially clean everything off, make sure I have all my bobbins are full. I usually like to have like 6 bobbins on hand at least, and they're always the same color. So I do have bobbins that have other colors in them, just in case I'm going to do any like applique or something like that. Or if I'm going to quilt using a darker fabric like a black or dark blue background or something, then I'll use a darker color thread for that. But for the most part, I use a light, not white. I will use white, but I like to use like a beige, or I kind of have like a light yellow on here right now, only because I bought it for the long arm, but my long arm doesn't like it, so now it's my sewing machine thread. Oh, thank you, Kathy. I'm glad you can hear me okay. Hey, Lisa. Okay, lurk away. Brandon's hand is better than it was. It still hurts him, and I think he is overusing it at times. And also, he put a bunch of um, muscle stuff, like not Bengay, but stuff like Bengay. And one product he put on there, like I don't know if he was putting multiple things on there and that it had a reaction, but it blistered the top of his hand. So he had all these little blisters all over the top of his hand. I'm like, so he still wouldn't do what I told him, which is wear his brace, put his arm in a sling, you know. But anyway, it's better than it was, but not as good as it could have been by now. But thank you for asking. Hi, Cindy. Jamie says she's been reorganizing her fabric too. Have way too much. Yeah, I started watching your video the other day, the quilting compound. That is Jamie. You guys should go check her out. Um, she's doing a scrap bucket challenge, which I thought was a great idea. I love that idea. So yeah, she's got a bucket full of scraps. So you should go watch that and see what she's making. She makes a lot of her own quilt designs, and she shares those with you. And I'm not sure, Jamie, are you selling patterns too now, or just are they just free ones? Um, but she's got a lot of patterns. She has this one quilt she did that is like a mason jar quilt. I love that one. I really would, that's on my bucket list. I got to do that sometime. But she does a lot of scrappy quilts. So yeah, go check her out. Yeah, I need to be on a no buy too. Susan says it'll probably take me a couple more days to get all my sorting done. I've been cleaning as I go. I'm almost done with bringing all my stuff in from the room outside. Are you going to put your stuff back in the room that you used to be in inside, or is that what you're doing? Okay, Jamie says, I only have one for sale, which is the jar quilt. I don't have the software needed to make a quilt pattern. Oh, couldn't you use Microsoft Word or Excel to write it out? I was watching April's Craft Room. Is that the name of her channel? And she used AI to create a quilt pattern. If you haven't seen that video, you should go check it out. I was shocked. So she just, you know, uh, said to the computer, I want to make a quilt pattern. I don't exactly remember what she said, but it said, okay, uh, let's get started. And she went through the steps and it started doing stuff, and then it arranged it, gave her a picture of what it was going to look like. Oh, I know, I remember. She was using a panel, and she wanted to add borders to it and do this and do that and whatever. And so, yeah, she just went right through. I don't know if it was Google or some other AI thing, but she was curious to see if AI could write out a pattern, and it can. And it even said, would you like this in printable form? And she clicked yes. And then it all went on to a page where it gave out how much fabric you needed, uh, how you were going to cut each fabric. It just gave all the details. So she didn't really have to write out anything. I'm like, God, that is great. I had no clue that AI could do that. So, yeah, go check that out. April, somebody help me. Hi, Donna. I think it's April's craft room, but I'd have to look it up to make sure. Oh, okay. Susan said, no, I'm taking over the living room and dining room since it's just her now. Now, yeah, thank you, Joan. Yeah, April's story. April's craft room. Yep. Oh, really, Jamie? Jamie says April lives about 30 minutes from her. Wow. I think I knew that or heard of that before. Anyway, I thought that was pretty darn interesting. And I would like to give that a try. Now, I don't know how detailed you can get. The quilt she made was, like I said, it was a panel, and it had just borders around it, but still. I wonder if you could take an image of a block and then tell AI, okay, I want to do this block, and I want it to be 3 by whatever, 3 by 4. And if it would bring up a picture of that, and then also give you, I'm going to have to try that, give you cutting instructions and all that. I don't know. Okay, so I got my Sew Sampler box and Primitive Gatherings box, so I want to share those two with you, and then I'm going to do some sewing, a little bit of sewing, and I haven't worked on my horse quilt at all, my collage quilt. I really haven't been sewing. I've been downstairs a lot, going through stuff and helping Brandon outside, getting ready for winter, stuff like that. Oh, thank you, Lisa. There's April's channel. Okay, so this is the October Sew Sampler box. I just can't stop getting these. I think it's because I don't go out very much, and I never go to, hardly ever anymore, go to a quilt store, so This is about the only way I get fabric anymore. Patchwork Prairie. October 2025. Oh yeah, it's still backwards. Sorry about that. Okay, they're still talking about the Socialites 3. On Jolly Jabber. And, ooh, receive a free 16-inch wooden ruler rack with a shippable purchase of $65. Lost my internet there for a minute. Sorry about that, you guys. So this is the pattern, which is kind of cool. Kind of reminds me of the Dutch pinwheel. Okay, so that's that. I might keep that. I've been wanting to have Brandon make me a ruler stand like that. I think he could do it. All right. So here's the fabric. I'll show that in a minute. Hey. No needle left behind. Sewing magnet mate. So on the end of this is a magnet. These are pretty handy. Now, I have a bunch of these in my toolbox. My automotive toolbox. That's where I usually use them. And this is a Sew Emma. So back quarter shop thingy. All right. Ooh, look at that. Wow. It's a little wobbly, but not too bad. This is kind of a tough rubber. It is made in China, so, you know. Really big magnet on the end. Really big. So, let's see. You could, like, if you drop your needle on the ground or whatever, pick it up. Oh, it's pretty strong. We've gotten several magnets from the Sew Sampler box, all different, but this is the first time we've gotten something like this. But I might put this back out in my tool box because I'd be more likely to use it out there than in here. But I do like it. Now, this is $12.98. Now, you can get these at the automotive store like NAPA or O'Reilly's or, you know, any of those. I don't know how much they are, but typically when you buy some sort of off, you know, not, how do I put that? Something similar but not made for quilting, not from a quilt store, you can get it usually cheaper. You might even be able to get something like this at the Dollar Tree. I don't know. But anyway, there you go. And it, you know, it's a pretty color and it's got a grip thing for the handle. All right. $12.98. Now this I could use. I've been waiting almost 3 years for them to put one of these in the boxes. It's an add a quarter ruler, and these are used in foundation paper piecing. So it's a little pink ruler, and it has a lip on it right here. So when you have it butted up, it catches right there like that. So if you're doing paper piecing and you catch that on the edge like that, see, catch it on the edge, it gives you 1/4 of an inch, and then you cut, use your rotary cutter along there, and then that gives you 1/4 inch on your fabric. I'll have to show you sometime in a video, but yeah, I've been wanting one of these for quite a while. I'd like to get the long yellow one, but I'll be satisfied with that one for now. Yeah, as much as paper piecing as products that they have, I'm surprised that we haven't gotten one of these in the box sooner. So this is $8.98. There you go. I usually just use a regular ruler for that, but I'm thinking, you know, it's pretty handy to have that lip right there that catches the fabric and the paper, so you know you're right on 1/4 of an inch. And of course we got papers, 5-inch square in a square papers. Oh, Laura says she got one at Harbor Freight for $5. There you go. Hi, Teresa. And hi, Laura. Hi, Suzanne. So, square in a square, 5 inches, 5.5 inches unfinished. So the bad thing about this is you can't use charm packs. I would rather have it 5 inches unfinished. Yeah, that's a bummer. So that's probably why we got 10-inch squares. Maybe you could, oh, I guess you could use a charm pack for the middle square, but you'd be cutting off quite a bit. That'd be, the middle square is 3.5 inches finished. Yeah, it is 5.5. Yeah, I would still rather have it to be 5 inches finished, because like if you wanted to do a mixed quilt, you could do these with a charm pack next, you know, the square next to it. But now you can't because this is 5.5 inches. But you could do a whole quilt this way. All right. This is called Pie Safe. Oh, these papers, I forgot to tell you the price. $9.98. I have a bunch of papers that I've gotten. I'm going to have to look and see if they are also 5.5 inches unfinished. Okay, Pie Save Table Runner pattern. So it uses these and this fabric. So that's a really cute quilt or table runner. I would rather have it be a quilt. Oh, hey. We also got a pattern in here for a lap quilt. So if you don't want to do the table runner, you can do the lap quilt. Might do that. That'd be kind of fun, huh? So $9.98. Yeah, I like the pattern. And here is the block of the month. That's pretty cool, which I'm not doing, but I am saving these. All right, so there we go. Who is this fabric? This is the girl who was on Little House on the Prairie, Laura. Her name is Melissa Gilbert. And she has her own fabric line, obviously. She also has a Instagram channel, which I follow that. And she has all kinds of cute things, you know, it's all kind of that Laura Ingalls farmhouse stuff, kind of stuff, right? So, kind of old-fashioned fabrics, right? I don't really want to open that because it's super hard to put back together, but there it is. And I want to say there's probably 20 in this, or 22. Oh, 24. Cool. And this is $22.98. I heard a car. I think it's next door, but I hope anyway. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Rita. Okay, that's all that's in the box. So I like the fabric. I like the, I like everything. I'm not crazy about getting papers, but maybe I'll use them. We'll see. I definitely am going to use this and this and the fabric. It is very pretty. It's very fall colors. I like that one. I'll show you. I'll try anyway. Okay, here we go. That one. Very fall for sure. I like that one too. Ooh, I like that one. Ooh, I'd like a shirt out of that. Kind of a mustardy color. It's pretty. That one's kind of wild. This kind of hurts my back, leaning over there like that. That would make a nice shirt too. And that in green. Kind of a mustardy color. There's like wheat and green. Oh, I like that one. And that one, I like that one. Those would be good for collage. Or make a nice blouse. I like that one. Okay, that's it. Yeah, pretty fabric. There we go. Now, okay, I'll check it out later. Oh, because Pat Sloan's website changed. So, oh, thanks. Oh, thanks for letting me know, Rita. I'll have to fix that. Thanks for letting me know. Oh, really, Joyce? I'll have to go check that out. Yeah, prairie wildflowers. Exactly. Yeah, that's right, Susan. I don't have the Pat Sloan's new website address in there, but I'll fix it after the live. Yeah, I'll have to go check all of those and make sure they're all working. Okay, the next box I got is from Primitive Gatherings. And for whatever reason, it's in a regular box instead of the white box they usually use. But that's okay. I don't care. They all get thrown away anyway. I don't save those white boxes for anything. So this is October subscription box, and they do their boxes every other month. And yeah. And I pay $45 for this box. And it comes in you should get a bag like this. And this is a nice box though. That's just like the right size to ship stuff in. Okay. And here's their block of the month, or block of the every other month. Sorry, my internet keeps flicking on and off. It's called Thrive. And since it's like every other month, you usually need to do more than one block. So like this one is, make 5 stars. This one is make 3 of these, 5 of these, and 20 of these. So you usually get lots of fabric. So this is the cut. It's a fat quarter. It equals a fat quarter. It's just cut differently. Ooh, this one's nice. Same thing. These are all cut the same way. So, and some of these are Marcus fabrics. Some of them are Kim Deal. Betsy's Needlework by Pam Buddha. So they're not all the same designer, but they're all the same style of fabric, I guess I would say. This is another Marcus. And this one, Heart Spun Quilts. So I haven't done any of these blocks. I don't know if I'm going to or not, but I am saving everything. So I could use this fabric on some other project. Okay. Ooh, we got a whole jelly roll. Check it out. And it is, who is it? Pumpkin Spice by Primitive Gatherings. Lisa. Pumpkin, very pretty. Very pretty. So let me show you the pattern. It's called Allspice. Yeah, Lisa. Quarter yard. Nice pattern. Jelly roll, 5.5 yards of a solid for your background, a half a yard of binding, and 5 yards for your backing. And 78 by 78. So, nice pattern. Another jelly roll. Here I thought I was getting rid of all my jelly rolls. Because y'all know that jelly roll is not like my favorite pre-cut. But, hey, I know how to make the friendship quilt now. I'll just keep making friendship quilts till I get rid of all of my jelly rolls. That's very pretty. Pretty, pretty. Okay. And then we got this little book, a little notebook made for Primitive Gatherings. And it has little dots in it. So you could use it for designing your quilts, or you could turn it into a little journal, whatever you'd like to do. It's very cute. And then we got caramels in our bag, but I ate those already, so. Oh, they do, Kathy? Primitive Gatherings has really good flannel fabric. Okay, so that was a good box. I don't know what jelly rolls go for these days, but I know it's quite a bit. It's ridiculous. I think I'm going to at least take the plastic off. That way I can feel the fabric. It's by Moda. And I definitely don't want to take this apart. One thing, I'll get fabric dust all over the place. It's really pretty, very fall. I might, oh, who was it? Was it Joyce that made the quilt? Friendship quilt, but she added an extra star and sashing cornerstones. I'll have to look back on my emails. I might make that one. I would call hers the variation number 2. It's already making my nose itch. Okay. So, nice fabric. That was fun. Put this up over here with the other ones. This has been a good subscription box. Primitive Gatherings. You don't get as much notions and stuff, you know, which is good. The main focus is on the fabric and patterns. I wish I lived closer to her shop. I would go to this Primitive Christmas they're having in November 20th through the 23rd. You can participate in store and online. That sounds like fun. So I would go over to their website, you know, www.primitivegatherings.us. If you want more information. Yeah, I think I'll leave this out and so I can check that out. Because if you can participate online, that might be kind of fun. Yeah, maybe I'll look at Joyce's quilt. I think it was Joyce. And yes, I sent Penny on So Charming Quilt Shop. Okay. Anyway, I don't think Joyce would mind if we made her design. I think that would be fun. And it turned out beautiful, beautiful. So maybe instead of doing the regular one, the next one we do is the one Joyce did. I think that would be a lot of fun. All right. So I'm going to sew a little bit. Awesome, Joyce. Thank you. Yeah, I wish I could share her photo. It's really, really pretty quilt. Maybe when I buy a new computer. All right, time for a break. I'm going to have a piece of chocolate, trick or treat. Got to have a little bit of chocolate. Oh, GE Designs is going live. That's unusual. She doesn't usually go live on Sundays. So Charming Quilt Shop. I'm going to have to look that up, Joyce. That's cool that she had it on her show. I haven't heard of that. I'll look it up. Okay, Lisa, take care. So don't forget, I'm sure you all know this by now, but the time changed. I need to press those. So I'm still putting that together. The friendship block. I should have wrote on these top, bottom. Oh well. Because I don't remember. I bet this is the top. So I need to press those. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Brandon was really happy that the time changed. He likes daylight savings time, but I don't. It gets darker early, right? I'd rather have it stay dark late. Oh, wow, Joyce, that's really cool. I'm going to go, I'm looking her up. I'm surprised I'd never seen her channel. She's almost got 70,000 subscribers. You would think she would come up in my feed. Interesting. My calendar said it was daylight savings. My calendar downstairs. Tuesday is election day. Veterans Day is on the 11th. Thanksgiving is the 27th. There you go. The friendship pattern is go to my main YouTube page and go to the community post, go to post, and it's in there. And then you can just bring it up and print it. Oh, change batteries in your smoke detector. That's a good idea. I would rather keep the light at night because I get up early anyway when the sun comes up or before. Sometimes I'm up by 4 o'clock. Sometimes 3 o'clock. Sometimes 1 o'clock. So my batteries are 10-year life batteries in my smoke detector. So, it doesn't mean they're going to last 10 years. So I would put them on a checker, a tester, and see how much life they have left in them. I shouldn't have eaten that candy bar on live stream because the caramel got stuck in my teeth. Okay. I'll bring this over here. So, okay. Now I said this was the top, right? So I'll put that up there like. Yeah. Okay. God, I've had this little ironing board for forever. I have recovered it a few times. And then sometimes I put it in the get rid of pile, you know, like you don't really need that, but it ends up back in my sewing room. I used to live in a fifth wheel for a while. It was like a 35-foot fifth wheel. So you had to have small stuff, you know. So this came from when I lived in a fifth wheel. Brandon and I first got married because his job was going around to different work sites. And so we would just take either a camper or the fifth wheel, depending on how long we were going to stay, how long the job was for. And back when you could stay at a RV park for, you know, cheap. They're not as cheap now. It was a pretty nice fifth wheel. It didn't have any slide outs or anything like that. It was, I don't even know if slide outs were available back then, but possibly. But it was really nice. Nice one. I liked it anyway. It was really cozy. Had dark wood. Nice big upper bedroom. We had it parked on a lot in the main town that we lived in, and lived in it like that for a while until we bought a house, which I almost wish sometimes I wish I still lived in fifth wheel because I wouldn't have so much crap or stuff. Wouldn't have so much stuff. Of course, I would have had to have Brandon build on to the garage or shop a sewing room for me or craft room. I wouldn't mind that. As you know, the smaller the place, the less stuff you accumulate, and easier it is to clean and to heat or to cool off. All right, so there's my tops. And these must be my bottoms. So I went this way. Now I want to go this way. So my seams go one way on the top and the other way on the bottom. Put this over there. Hi, Linda. Oh yeah, some of people have their smoke alarms on regular electricity, which is be pretty handy, really, unless your parrot goes out. The fifth wheel had a furnace. It was fine. It had a central heating system, so it had a furnace. Plus, it had one of those little propane heaters that is on the wall. We use that most of the time. Um, and because like I said, it was only like 35 foot, so that's not that much to heat. And I sold that fifth wheel to my younger brother, and he put a little wood stove in it, like a little pot belly wood stove. Which Brandon and I had thought about doing that, but we didn't want to mess with it while traveling. Now they have these really cool little wood stoves you can put in your campers or tiny homes or what have you. Oh, that's a good idea, Kathy. Check the batteries and your carbon monoxide detectors. Feel like I'm never going to get this quilt done. I need to set up the sewing machine back downstairs so I can at least get some sewing done in the evening, like after dinner, like I used to do. I got a lot more done when I had the sewing machine set up downstairs. Susan is hand quilting. Awesome. Almost done with the iron. Time is it? 2:30. God, it feels like it's been more than an hour. I love the fabrics in this. Lala Batik. I might have to keep this quilt. Maybe I will make it into my lap quilt on the couch. All right, ready to sew. I am cross stitching Berry Basket by Primrose Cottage. Oh, nice. All right, so here's my tops, and here's my bottoms. Now, if I don't like the way they look in this layout, I can always change it, right? But I think that looks fine for the first one. Oh, I did it wrong. Oh well. I'll just fold it over. Seems like I always make mistakes because I get busy talking. But it's just an ironing mistake. It's no big deal. What I really like about this block is you really don't have any seams to match up except for in the middle. Oh, wow, Jamie. Jamie just finished the Hello Autumn cross stitch from Primrose Cottage. I like their patterns. One. Hello, Kathy. Have you been sick? Just making sure I like the way it looks. Sometimes I get going too fast. Oh, sorry to hear that. Hope you get to feeling better soon. That one. I'm going to change that one. Thumbs up, everyone. Thank you, Susan. I used to have a homemade stopper on my foot pedal so I wouldn't, push down all the way because I don't know, 1,500 miles per hour is just too fast for me. 1,500 miles per hour. And when I used to use this for free motion quilting, yeah, that was way too fast. And so I put a little piece of cardboard on my foot pedal, like right here, so that when I pushed down, it would hit on that and it wouldn't go, all the way down. So I'm used to that being there because it was there for a long time. And that's why every now and again, my foot just goes, yeah, and the machine goes. Some people like to go that fast. I don't. I don't like to go that fast. I just can't keep things lined up going that fast. So. Now, if I'm sewing jelly roll strips together or something like that, I could go a little faster probably, but I feel like that's fast enough right there. I don't want to get a ticket. I can hear Willa snoring. When I was first teaching myself how to do free motion quilting, that's when I did that because my thread just came out. Anyway, I would go too fast when I was trying to teach myself how to do free motion quilting with the sewing machine. and I would just go way too fast with my foot. And so that's why I put that down there. And it made a big difference on trying to teach on how to learn how to free motion quilt. You did 125 miles per hour the other day? Wow. I missed what you were making. I don't sew real fast either unless I'm long, boring strip like a jelly rolls, like you just said. Yeah, I'm just finishing up the friendship quilt, believe it or not. I still haven't finished it. So 125 miles an hour. Oh, the cops were chasing. Yeah, okay. I hope they didn't hit anybody. Has Kimberly gotten fast? Tiffany can sew really fast too. From Tiffany's quilting life. But I just don't like to sew that fast. I guess it depends on what I'm sewing on, but if I have seams I need to match up, then you know. They did have an accident. Yeah, that's true, Teresa. But she takes care of it too. She cleans them up and oils them and all that stuff. Okay, definitely got to change this one. That looks fine. Donna sews pretty fast too. Handmade by Ying. She's pretty fast too. She gets projects done quick. Unlike me, who take all year to get one project done. I don't know. I might just stay up here and keep working on this until I get it done. Oh, you got the pattern? Good, Laura. I'm sorry it was a pain. I could have sent it to you. That probably would have been easier. I didn't even think about it until just now. Yeah, I don't want to be pulling out the seam ripper either. Okay, I got to double check this because I was looking at the chat and not paying attention. Looks fine. Ooh, vanilla cake with chocolate frosting. Cup of coffee with my cake, and then I get to bind a friendship star quilt. It's a Christmas present gift for one of my granddaughters. Oh, awesome, Linda. Hi, Day. How are you doing? Oh, yeah, Tiffany's birthday's coming up. Yep. Okay, Jamie. Thanks for letting me know. Laura Lynn here? I didn't see her come on. Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah, I don't see any numbers after your names. Hmm, that's, I don't know. Sometimes I see that over on some channels, and then, okay, I got 3 more to do. Just in case you don't know, this is the one I'm working on. Friendship quilt. I love those colors. Nice and fall. Yeah, I think I'm going to put this quilt on the back of my couch. Ooh, I think I have a piece of flannel that I could use on the back. I did this 12 blocks, so it's going to be 3 by 4, 3 blocks by 4 blocks. So it'll be 48.5 by 64.5. So it's going to be quite a bit longer than it is wide, which for me, that's great for on the couch, you know, especially for Brandon because he's so tall. I think that'll work out great, but I'll have to figure it out once I get it all put together if I'm going to want to put borders on here or not. Yeah, flannel would be good. And I think I have some flannel that'll match this. Oh, 3 o'clock. Hi, Candace. Yeah, instead of using cotton batting, I might use the polyester that I have with the flannel. And nice, that way it'll be nice and puffy. Hi, Shelly. Well, my favorite all over quilt pattern is just the simple meander. You know, it looks like puzzle pieces. I love the look of that. So when I'm just doing a quilt for myself, you know, I just want to get the quilting done type of thing, then I would do that meander. Now, the other one I really love to do are the big, like a big leaf. Let me show you. Let's see. Okay. Get yourself a whiteboard so you can practice free motion quilting. Okay, so a regular meander would be like something like that, you know. But you could do like a leaf. So you could go. You know, like a leaf pattern. Since it is fall, Since it's fall, I think a leaf pattern would be kind of cool. Oops, I got messed up that spot. Scribble that out. Thing about doing a leaf is you can really, move around anywhere you want to go pretty easily. So you could just do a leaf. And there are all kinds of different leaf designs out there that you could do. What else would be good for fall? If you know how to make walnut or acorns with your leaves, that would be cool looking. I'd have to practice that one a little bit. I'm looking up on my design. I have a bunch of free motion quilting design panels hanging on the wall over there, so I'm just looking at them to see if there's something. You could even do flowers. That would be good. Flowers with leaves. Like sunflowers would be a good one. That's a good fall flower. Let's see. Or like a daisy, like that. And then you could add a leaf on there if you want to. Let's see. You could do it that way. And then come off of there and go around. Make your circle if you want. And usually when I'm doing this, I don't worry about the line that I just made going into the circle. I just ignore it. I don't really care. And so, whatever. So I would definitely get yourself a whiteboard so you can practice your free motion quilting. All different ways to make flowers, right? And at least do 5 petals. 5 petals at least. Oh yeah, pumpkins. That would be cute. Yeah, pumpkins. Oh, thank you, Suzanne, for letting Shelley know about that. Oh yeah, straight line quilting would be fine. Absolutely. In fact, I was thinking about doing that. And then I would love to do a tied quilt because I just love the way I have a tied quilt. A quilt that was tied, and I just love it. I use it a lot down at on the couch because it's not that heavy, it doesn't have all that quilting. And I just kind of like that old-fashioned look. So, I might add ties to this. So, there's some ideas for you. Yeah, pumpkins, that would look good. And you could do like a few pumpkins here and there and do some leaves as you meander somewhere else. What I try to do is have my main focus like a flower, and then if I need to get to travel somewhere and I don't have enough room for a flower, I'll throw in a leaf or something else. So I usually have a couple of things that I can that I quilt at the same time, unless it's just the meander. If it's just the meander, then that's it. The one that looks like the puzzle. But if I'm doing a flower as the main one, then I'll usually add in a couple of different kinds of leaves. Or you could add in acorns, you can add in all kinds of stuff. Oh, yeah, you could go diagonal. But yours is the one that has the sashing in it, so you're going to go to diagonal across your sashing. I got to get up off the chair for a minute. I'm starting to get squirmy. And open my door. What a beautiful sunny day. It is a little chilly out. I mean, I would put a fall coat on or something if I was going to go outside. But it's really sunny, partly cloudy. But um, there's all kinds of fall trees. So the colors are just amazing right now. And we have a whole bunch of, we call them tamarack trees, and their leaves turn yellow. It's like a pine tree. But this tree's leaves turn yellow in the wintertime, and or their needles, not leaves. And boy, it makes it all just so colorful. And a lot of people have wood stoves going. Sometimes I really miss having a wood stove. I like the heat you get from a wood stove, but I don't think Brandon and I could go get wood anymore. I don't think Brandon could do it. But we used to. That was one of our main things to do in the summertime. Oh, it doesn't work. Mm, I know, Joan. Me too. I do not like it getting dark at 5:15. I really wish they would just do away with the time change thing. When I was a kid in school, I didn't mind so much because um, I didn't really like walking to the bus stop in the dark. And when the time changed, it was light again. So that was good. And maybe that's why they keep doing it. I don't know. Oh, a serpentine type. Joyce, do you have a curving line like a serpentine stitch? That is what I quilt with. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. If you have decorative stitches on your sewing machine, I used to do that with my binding. Use the decorative stitches on the sewing machine. Which took forever to do the binding. So I kind of quit doing that. Yeah, Pat Sloan uses some sort of curvy stitch from her sewing machine when she uses her domestic sewing machine to do her quilting. It's just like a wave. You could do that. Oh, straight stitch only. Okay. Okay, that one's done. I use the serpent stitch on my oh, okay. The wave stitch. I agree, Donna. It is not good for people to change time. I used to hate it when I was working. Ugh. Oh yeah, the Viking probably has some decorative stitches you could use. My last one. And then I can sew them all together. What time is it? 3:15. Hoot hoot. Okie dokie. Those are done. Now I just have to press those. Press, press, press. Bring this back over here. my big ironing board. Hopefully I have enough room here. Yep. And I pressed those seams the wrong way. So, oh, darn, I ran out of bobbin. How many? Dang it. I didn't even notice. Okay. Two of them. Why didn't you tell me, you guys? I hate it when that happens. Air sewing. Looks fine. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, with the time change, she comes on at 4 o'clock my time. Thanks, Teresa. I appreciate that. Hi, Eva. How are you doing? Oh, I'm glad you reminded me. I'm going to try not to take a nap today. I'm thinking maybe I start sleeping better at night if I can manage not to take a nap. Sometimes my naps are better than my nighttime sleep, even though I don't sleep as long, but the sleep that I get. Oh, what happened here? All right, something happened there. I'm going to have to fix it. I'm going to have to. Hi, Linda Dollar. How are you doing? I'm going to have to pull Jack out. Or Rosie the Ripper. I like that one. Wasn't there a song from AC/DC called that was rosy, a whole lot of rosy. Yeah, a whole lot of rosy. Okay. So, I gotta fix that one, but I'm gonna iron a little bit. And I need to fix all of these backs. Because they got pressed wrong. There we go. Now I have a board down here, so I'm gonna just pile them on top of each other. I think I'm gonna re-iron that one. Lay them out so they're nice and flat. Oh, really, Teresa? Yeah, they did. I think there was like a concert they did where they had this great big inflated woman, a balloon, you know, and she was on a motorcycle and she had these great big, you know. Look that video up. I think it's kind of a dirty song, but you might not want to play it with the grandkids around. I don't remember all the words, so. Okay. The one thing that I like about jelly rolls or any pre-cuts that have the pinked edges, you don't get all that fray, you know? So you're not spending all that time snipping threads. I think that's my least favorite job, you know, is snipping threads because of frayed edges. And there's that one. Ooh, I think I got the iron just a little too hot. Yeah, snipping threads, not fun. It looks pretty good on the back because of that. Well, you probably can't see, but I don't think there's really any thread. Well, there's one I might snip off, but and you know, the more you mess with your fabric, your blocks, move them around, this and that, the more the thread starts fraying. Even when you sew them together, if the edges aren't pinked, you can still get a lot of fraying. So you got to be careful. That's the other reason to use starch, because that starch will help with that. I hear another car. My neighbors go by constantly. Seems like. I'm not used to it. The last place we lived, um, our driveway was way off of the main road, so you couldn't hardly hear any cars go by. I don't think I could live in town, really. At this point in my life, I'm not so sure. Everything would drive me crazy. Cars going by, ambulances, police, neighbors yelling, kids yelling. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it would drive me crazy. But we're going to have to move to town sooner or later. um, I'm fixing some of the spots today. Normally, I don't have to worry about doing this on the back. They're usually already pressed, but I pressed my center seam the wrong direction on all of these. So I got to press it back because, yeah, I messed up. So that is why I'm fixing it. I do like to look at the back and, you know, make sure things are going the right way. I'm not going to have a big lump somewhere, like right here. Here's one that needs to be fixed. And I could use my uh, ironing pin. That would probably help. My starch pin. There's the back. I don't know if you could see it or not, but oh yeah, you could see it, the back on there. Yeah, you could see it. So right here, that center seam should be going the other way. And then you see that one there needs to be fixed too. So I'm just fixing both of those. Really, that starch pen would help with this, but whoops, I got two fabrics that are the same touching. Uh-oh. Oh well, I'm not going to pick it out. Can you tell? Yep, I can see it. But once everything's all sewn together, you know, I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference. Not until I said something. Yeah. And that's usually how it works, right? People don't really notice until you say something. I had a quilt on my bed for years. The first quilt that I ever made. It had been on there for a couple of years. And then I noticed there was one of the little pieces was on there wrong. I mean, it took me 2 years to notice that. It's like, well, you're staying there because you're already pieced, you're already quilted, you already have binding, and you've been here for 2 years already. So it is what it is. Oh, really, Joyce? Thanks, Linda. That's one reason why you did sashing. Yeah, that would help with that, wouldn't it? Okay, here's this block. Then I probably will go put these up on the design wall so I can lay them, you know, lay them all out, and I don't get any, hopefully, any more of the same fabrics touching. But if I end up with one here or there, on the first one I did, the first quilt I made of this pattern, I did end up with a couple fabrics touching. And, you know, it looks okay. Yeah, my back is really starting to hurt. I need a heating pad up here. Yeah, I think this is definitely going to be a pretty quilt. I do love these fall colors. Oops, I flipped a seam right there. Oh well, it shouldn't hurt anything. It's still flat. Oh, I just want to get all these ironed before I go. We got 20 more minutes. We've had a lot of elk in the yard. I haven't seen that 4-point bull. I think somebody must have got him during hunting season because it's been at least 3 weeks since I've seen him. Which is really sad because, you know, the poor bulls around here do not last long. I did get a picture of him. So he really wasn't that big, even though he was a 4-point. We didn't do hunting season this year, so. And there's that one. Last one before I have to go fix that other last one. This is my second to the last. Bye, Day. You have a wonderful night. Thanks for coming. I still want to do a red and white quilt like this, but I think I'm going to add the sashing and do it like the one Joyce did. That would make that quilt a little bit bigger. Joyce, what size did your quilt end up being? Do you happen to know offhand? That one. Okay, now I just need to get the seam ripper out. or Rosie. That sun is peeking in right on my eyeballs. Around 67. Okay. I don't know what happened to this, but it's going to have to come out. Either the, let's see, sewing machine slipped or the fabric slipped, but it's way less than an 1/8 of an inch. Ooh, I can hear Brandon singing down there. Funny. I think he likes to sing to his dog. Like he makes up funny little songs. Alrighty. I'm going to make fried chicken for dinner with mashed potatoes and gravy, white gravy, what I call chicken gravy. And I don't know, I might have corn or green beans or a mixed vegetable sounds kind of good. Last night I fried potatoes, but I put I added chopped up carrots on an angle, you know, and onions and mushrooms. It was pretty good. Okay, so what is, yeah, it just, I guess it just slipped. So I'm just going to pin it. I'm going to pin it twice so it doesn't slip again. Yeah, I thought that sounded good. Usually on Sunday, I usually have pizza because I don't feel like cooking after my live. So if I don't feel like cooking later, then I'll have pizza. Sometimes I just don't know how I'm going to feel by the end of the night, you know, during the time when it's time to make dinner. So I like to have some foods on hand that are easy to make, like pizza. And couple of weeks ago that our little grocery store down here, she makes like a homemade pizza thing. It's not too bad. And she had a bunch for sale, so I bought a few of them and put them in the freezer. They're better than frozen store-bought. Okay. That looks better. That's my last one. Okie dokie. That's the last one. Now I can put them up on the design wall and sew them all together. That shouldn't take me too much longer. But for now, I just laid them out on this old cutting mat so they're nice and flat and they stay flat. And just set them aside. All right, you guys, so I'm going to go because it's almost 4 o'clock. Thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate it. It was wonderful to see everybody. So hopefully I have that quilt all put together by next Sunday and we could work on something else, right? It was great hanging out with all of you. Good to see all of you. Oh, I might go for a little walk or something. Oh, hey, Lily. Bye, Lily. Bye, Kathy. Bye, Donna. Bye, Susan. Bye, Jamie. Bye, Kathy R. Bye, Willa. Bye, Willa. Oh, yeah, my back hurts. Take care too, Joe. Good to see you. Oh, I hope I can walk. Okay, take care, everybody. I'm going to let you go. Bye for now. I'll see you next time. Thanks for coming.